Rockets have a pretty simple game plan. Put up a ton of threes and get as many deep threats on the floor as you can.
And often we can exaggerate about how much a team hoists up the threes, but it isn't an exaggeration with the Rockets. They do it at a record pace.
Oh, yeah, at times last season, almost half of their shots were from three. By far the most three-point attempts in the league. I mean, you look at their offensive numbers, and clearly it was the right approach for them.
Here's the starting group for Houston. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Trevor Ariza out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here is Harden. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, James Harden has always acted as the initiating guard in any offense he's been in. But last year, he just took it to a new level. Coach D'Antoni, Harden was running the offense. He ended up with double-digit assist numbers for the season.
Two shots.
Throw good, James Harden. And those assist numbers for Harden, a career high by a mile. Crazy to think a player who came in from Arizona State, was viewed as a spot shooter, is now a double-digit assist guy.
You know, people always debate whether or not Harden is a point guard or a shooting guard, but honestly, who cares? He just has game. His role in the offense is that of getting buckets or setting up teammates. I mean, to assign a label to him, for what? He has game. He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Butler with the ball from about 19 feet. Yes, that goes in.
And you just love how Butler works the ball around to his guys. A selfless player who wants to make his teammates better.
Now here's Paul. Basket counts.
Look, I don't know how he got that one to go. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
T kicks to Towns. Wiggins outside. Back to Towns. Shoots over Capella. He doesn't hit that one. And the Rockets take it the other way. Inside. And that one is off. Towns with the defensive effort. Here's Wiggins. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Wiggins has got his first basket of the night.
Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills at the offensive end.
Screen by Capella. Paul passes to Harden. Ariza has the open look. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Ariza just totally broke down the defense, exploiting any space they gave him off that pass.
Towns sets the pick for T. Right side, Butler. Good on the triple. Butler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
A nice start for them offensively. 3 of 4 to kick things off.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. Harden against Butler. Capella with a screen on Butler. A 3-ball. Ariza no up.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
And here is Paul after the three-pointer from Jeff Teague. There's the 3, and there's Ariza. That's good on the assist from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
Anything you can do, I can do better. We got a little gamesmanship going on.
I like this. It feels like it's getting a little personal out there. It could make it all the more interesting going down the stretch.
Now here's Butler. Towns wide open. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
Harden against Wiggins. To the left wing. Outside Butler. He kicks to Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Paul kicks to Harden. Back to Paul. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Harden. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Oh, Harden is so good at finishing these and ones. I mean, he is just a thorn in the D side.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Wiggins.
One shot.
And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Now here's Paul. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Harden against Crawford. There's the dish to Towns. The kick out to T. Clock at 6. Here's Butler. The Timberwolves again can't hit. To the paint. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, Harden is so good at finding the open man and a selfish superstar who really whips the ball over quickly.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Crawford. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Butler against Ariza. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Jimmy Butler, let's not forget, has already won the NBA's most improved player. I think he did so back in 2015. That's just his type. He's always going to get better. He's a hard worker.
And as strange as it is for a player to win the most improved award twice, Butler certainly earned a look.
Well, yeah, it's rare to see an all-star level player get that much better in 1 year. And what am I talking about? Butler scoring, rebound, and assists. They were all improved upon. You can understand why he didn't win most improved again, but good to see him in the conversation.
First free throw is good.
And Butler does so many things well. I mean, shoots a high percentage from everywhere, and a gritty defender. He does it all.
He's perfect from the line this time.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Here's T. James Harden picking up that last basket. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Shot off the screen. Butler missing again.
He's still looking to get into a groove this quarter.
Dishes it to Paul. Houston gets it back. Harden outside. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Capella with a screen on Butler. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one is on Towns. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see two #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
The first free throw is good. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Minnesota. Both free throws good from Tucker. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
There's Crawford with the three. Rebounded by Capella. Rockets leading by 4. Harden with it. Picked up by Teague. Paul with the three. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
Now here's Crawford. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Here's Capella. There's the pick. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Crawford. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on James Harden. Minnesota shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. The first one falls. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing if they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
Now here's Rose. 5 on the clock. Paul with the steal. Over Rose. Nice shot from the wing. Paul's got his second basket.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, both teams have come out with solid offensive strategies. And then, of course, guys are finishing.
Gordon against Crawford. Zhang with a screen on Green. Here's Butler. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Yeah, and Butler just can't be stopped. I mean, even when the D knocks him around, he keeps his focus on the basket.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. free throw, no good for Butler.
And we know that the Rockets are a team that invests heavily into using analytics. I mean, they have been on the forefront of data-driven basketball decisions for some time.
Now here's Paul. Nene with the screen on Rose. And here's Green outside. Rebound by Bjelica. Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. Rose, no good. And Chris, talking about the Rockets and their analytic approach, the term Maury ball, after their GM, is thrown around with their approach, but hard to argue with the run of fortune they've had.
Less mid-range shots, everything at the basket or a three. I mean, it's easy to see that reflected in their play style.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Gordon. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Here's Green. A shot missing. Some solid defense from Butler. Crawford dishes to Rose. Zhang a screen. They set the pick. Butler against Green. Shots good by Butler. Butler's got it all tied up now for Minnesota.
And just only so much you can do against Butler. Even in the face of intense defense, he stays focused on that basket.
Now here's Johnson. Gordon for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Rockets lead by 3.
That's all he needs, just an inch of separation from beyond the arc and showing good touch.
Rose kicks to Bjelica. He dishes it to Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Butler's got 11.
And Butler is a polished mid-range scorer. You got to be up in his jersey whenever he's around that area of the floor.
Now here's Paul. Gordon the pass to Paul. That one goes in. Paul's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Here's Bjelica. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And Butler knows how to take over games. Really good with his shot selection down the stretch.
Nene, the screen. Paul kicks to Gordon. Off the pick. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screen play. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Oh, yeah, incredible teamwork there. A play you perfect only by practicing it until you're blue in the face.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Following the score by Houston. Takes it from 10. Nene pulls it in.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Green dishes to Paul. Green kicks to Gordon. Nene with the screen on Crawford. Here's Gordon, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
And this is why you have to involve Gordon, a pick-and-roll genius, a high percentage shooter in these sets.
Here's Rose. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, clock running out. They stay poised and get the shot off just in time.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Rockets lead by 3. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Right, and as the defense collapses, that opens up inside-out opportunities. Productive first quarter.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bielitsa. Then it's Jones. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Jang in at the 5 spot.
And without question, Derrick Rose is one of the most athletic players the league has ever seen. Right there, reminding us just what he can do.
Now here's Gordon. Back to Paul. Over Jones. Misses off the right eye.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Hits it from 3-point range. Wiggins has got 5 points so far. You want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds you a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. Certainly whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
What's the Timberwolves now? Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And, guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
The Rockets trail. Outside, Green. Kicks it to Paul. Green against Wiggins. Houston needs to get a shot off. Gordon outside. Another miss by Houston. Minnesota's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from 3-point land in the ball game. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations, Tom Thibodeau, says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drives. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether it's half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang. Gibson comes in for Bielitsa. And it's Teague in for Rose. Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. P.J. Tucker comes in for Johnson. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Green. And it's James Harden in for Paul. And it's Capella missing. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that 2-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
Now here's Towns after Clint Capella's miss. Rockets trail by 4. Outside Gordon. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Harden the pass to Capella. Houston moving the ball around. Capella with a screen on Gibson. Back to Ariza. Clock at 4. Drains the three-pointer. Ariza's got 9.
And the three-point shooting skills of Ariza are just lethal. A volume shooter from there who can flat out light it up.
Towns the screen. Jones kicks to Towns. Doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Here's Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And that's now 9 points for Eric Gordon.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
Towns sets the pick for Teague. To the middle. Towns kicks to Teague. Misses the three. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. The Timberwolves have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Outside, Jones. Gibson the screen. They set the pick. Towns a screen on Harden. Here's Jones. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Jones has got his first points in this one. Ariza outside. Tucker dishes to Ariza. Lob pass to Capella. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
That's just a lack of communication. Two guys just not on the same page.
Here's Jones. He feeds it to Towns. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
And I love that Teague didn't slow up when he got inside and went right in and drew the foul.
2.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
Free throw good, Teague. And the book on Teague, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws.
And as you would expect from the way he plays, Teague is a terrific free throw shooter.
Gordon the pass to Harden. It's stolen by Jones. Pass to Teague, and there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
He just recorded his 3rd foul at half. Coach has to consider resting him until the 3rd quarter.
Jones kicks to Teague. The feed now to Towns. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 3 assists now in this one.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Harden's shot is good.
And doing a much better job from three-point range than they were in the first. It's going to help them chip away at that lead.
Now here's Teague. He has 5. Screen by Jones. There's the pass to Wiggins. To the wing on the left. On its way from Gibson for 2. And that one hits back iron.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Here is Harden. He's got 10. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Ariza against Wiggins. Pass to Teague. Feeds it to Towns. The 9-foot shot Another miss by Towns.
Hey, look, that's what they want. The ball is in his hands in the post. Just didn't have the touch that time. No three-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
Now here's Jones. Towns sets the pick for Jones. Passes to Towns. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
The free throw drops for Towns. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. And the three ball is good. Harden's got 13.
But you got to D up Harden from the perimeter early. I mean, if you don't, he will make you pay dearly.
Butler against Ariza. And it's Butler missing. The Rockets have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Ariza dishes to Tucker. Capella with a screen on Gibson. Here's Tucker. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Butler on the wing. Ariza covering. It's stolen by Ariza. He kicks it to Capella. Shoots over Towns. And it's Capella missing.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
And Teague has it in the corner. Towns the screen. Crawford, no one around him. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 4 assists now tonight. Rockets trail by 5. Now Gordon. 9 points in the game so far, and James Harden hits from deep. 16 points for him.
And things starting to click from three-point land. Nothing in the first quarter, but he's hit 3 triples here in the second.
The dish to Towns. Baseline try. It's rebounded by Houston. Gordon, the pass to Ariza. Back to Gordon. Three-pointer, and another 3 for Houston.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Towns sets the pick for Teague. Dishes it to Towns. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Gordon kicks to Capella. Gordon a screen. Harden against Teague. 6 on the shot clock. With the putback. It's rebounded by Towns. Minnesota's gone 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark.
Teague is just so elusive on the court that he'll catch you leaning and force you to pick up a foul.
And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
That one is off. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have the record for going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is the figuring out that shot. Step two is how many repetitions. Step three is can you get that in game time atmosphere, and you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust, because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time, and it was fun becoming better at that. But that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Rockets have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Tucker.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
Minnesota making a switch here. Rose is checked in. He hits both from the stripe. Greg, in the areas you just talked about, rebounding and pace, the Timberwolves are very much where they want to be.
Yeah, the team just looks to make the most out of their possessions and try to beat you through efficiency. They have players that can get easy transition points when the opportunity presents itself, but in general, they aren't trying to speed the game up.
Now, here's Nene. After the miss from Crawford, he gets it in there. Tucker's got 4 points this quarter. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
Rose kicks to Crawford. He dishes it to Butler. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
Free throw, good Butler. And so Butler nails both of them. And Chris, many thought that after the Rockets let Dwight Howard go, they would have a slight rebuilding phase. Turns out they were just reloading and were a surprise contender last season.
Well, they did sneak up on some teams with how well they played early on. Front office did a great job retooling the team, great coaching job. But now with Paul in the mix, they're one of the scariest teams, at least on paper, in the league.
Offensive rebound. And here is Green. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Nene, the screen, a shot by Paul, nobody around. And the 3 off target. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Timberwolves on top, they lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jeff Teague. Jeff, they grabbed the lead on you guys. How were you able to grab it back?
Came back in and just started playing harder. We know these are some crucial games for us right now at home, and we just got to go out there and try to get wins.
Well, we'll see who grabs it last. Jeff, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Big-time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He ended up with 17 points and 3 assists. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
They played some solid team basketball, Ernie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
We come back to Minnesota now with a striking look at the 10th Avenue Bridge, downtown Minneapolis, off in the distance. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Rockets trail. And so in the game for the Rockets, they've got Trevor Ariza, Gerald Green out there with Chris Paul. Then it's P.J. Tucker, and it's Capella in at the 5 down low.
Yeah, he's like a magician out there. Paul shows you only what he wants you to see. Then he hits you with the reveal.
Paul against T. Kicks to Wiggins. Over Green. Paul grabs the board.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. Well, what you know about Paul, he sees everything as it develops. That time he hits the wide open man.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Here's Wiggins. The Rockets making the shot. To the paint. The kick out to T. The putback. The shot. No good. So Houston will take it the other way.
Third straight miss to start the half, but it's still early. No need to panic.
Just superb defense there. You could tell they definitely affected the release of that shot.
He feeds it to Wiggins. Over Green. Again, Wiggins missing.
Well, they look a step slow on offense out there. Can't seem to pull the lid off that basket so far in this first half.
And stolen by Wiggins. And now here comes Teague leading the break. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Ariza kicks to Paul. Over Teague. Paul can't get it to go.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
Teague dishes to Butler. Towns the screen. Shoots off the screen. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Green, no luck.
He hasn't been able to sink anything, really. His team still leads, but it's unclear if he will find his game by the time this one ends.
Tries to snap the cold streak. Towns. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Clint Capella.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
The Timberwolves shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, we know that some players can get pretty tricky out on the court, and that is the diplomatic way of saying it, Chris. Which players do you feel kind of take advantage sometimes of the rules?
Well, and I think, you know, these are the guys that you would hate to play against, but you want to play with. And, you know, first people that come to mind are the Draymond Greens, the Matt Barnes, Steven Adams, just because he's physical. Even Chris Paul, the way that he stays on the refs, the way that if you reach on him while he's trying to steal the ball, he'll grab your wrist and let you know, don't do that again because it really hurts what he's doing to you. So there's so many players that do that. And the wiser, the smarter, the longer in the game that you play, the more of those tricks you'll be able to pull out, all those veteran tricks. So those guys come to mind.
Here's Wiggins. Following the three by Houston that went in. Yes, that goes in.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Now here's Capella. And here's Harden for three. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Gibson the screen. Wiggins passes to Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Paul kicks to Harden. Here's Ariza. That three off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 3. Now here's Teague. He's got 5. Wiggins outside. Towns a screen on Harden. Wiggins drives in. He took good advantage of that screen. Wiggins has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Capella sets a screen for Ariza. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Ariza's got 11 points.
It's clear to me. Is it clear to you that Ariza feels at home in the post? I mean, just working his way inside and nailing these quality shots.
Towns a screen on Ariza. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
He hit a 3 in the first half. Now he's searching for his first outside shot in the second half.
Ariza goes in, and the shot goes in. Now it's a 5-point Rocket lead.
But that lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
Butler kicks to Towns. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Rockets leading by 5. Paul outside. Over Teague, and it's Houston with another.
He's developed a nice in-between game. The D gave him way too much cushion.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But, Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're in prove how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
Now here's Ariza. He's got 13. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got the lead up to 7 now for the Rockets.
And Capella is very efficient down deep, using his muscle to get off the shots he wants inside.
Towns the screen. Rose dishes to Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Paul goes in.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
And the first one at the line is good.
And it's been an outstanding game for them at the free throw line, not missing their chances when they get them.
And so Paul nails both of them.
Boy, I mean, the career Paul has had just in terms of being a great point guard, there really are no words left to describe.
Down low. It's good. And the Rocket lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Gibson. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
It's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
This one for 3. Ariza with the bucket. Ariza's got 7 now in this quarter.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Crawford's checked in. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. Here's Rose. Pass to Towns. Here's the screen on the wing, Wiggins. And that one is off. Gordon with the defensive effort.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Wiggins passes to Rose. And there's the feed to Gibson. Towns the screen. Crawford outside. Towns a screen on Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Crawford. It's blocked, but they get it back. Outside Gordon. The 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And that's 15 points for Eric Gordon.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Crawford kicks to Wiggins. Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. He used that pick to perfection. Wiggins has got 13.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Screen by Capella. Nene with the screen on Crawford. Paul dishes to Nene. Here's Harden. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Over in the corner, Rose. The pass to Gibson. They set the pick. Crawford kicks to Towns. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Towns has got 20 points.
Solid pick to create that opening. The soft touch on the jumper.
Ball against Rose. Harden outside. Over Crawford. And Houston again with the bucket.
I mean, you gotta love, I love the aggressiveness of Harden on offense. Just relentless in how he constantly looks for a shot.
Gibson passes to Crawford. Towns a screen on Harden. Towns the screen. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 11 rebounds in the game. Paul against Rose. Fades. And it's Houston with another.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
And Gibson kicks to Crawford. Pass to Towns. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. Feeds it to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Wiggins has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Timberwolves. Passes it to Capella. Gordon with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Gordon dishes to Nene. Towns with the defensive effort.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Crawford, no luck.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
Paul kicks to Nene. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Chris Paul.
One shot, find the lanes.
Free throw good, Nene. Well, you knew that the Rockets were going to be an offensive juggernaut with their roster and Mike D'Antoni at the helm, but seeing it in action is still jaw-dropping at times. I mean, you're amazed. They can put up a lot of points in a hurry.
Yeah, and the team plays at an incredibly high pace, which accounts for some of their big numbers, but they do a good job of finding smart shots and making the most of their possessions. This team can truly be scary when they're clicking.
Green against Rose. Green kicks to Harden. Outside Rose. 2 on the clock. Count that one. Rose has got 6.
And Rose continuing to hone that jump shot. That's where he can take his game to the next level.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Rockets lead by 9. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
defensively, we got to do a better job. We got to shut the paint down. You got to challenge shots, and you got to finish.
Tom Thibodeau wanted to see some passion out there on defense as well as conversions on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, they're making some plays out there overall, but stopping shots and making shots, essential areas where he feels they have to improve.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. Rose is out there with Crawford. And it's Wiggins in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Gordon. There's a good screen. And they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're moving.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Crawford outside. He kicks to Wiggins. Gibson setting the pick for Wiggins. Off the pick, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
Now, here is Harden over Teague. Harden can't hit. Outside Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. On the wing, Wiggins. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 6 assists here tonight.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
This is a beautiful thing. They are really playing to the maximum potential of their abilities right now on offense. A scary place to be in if you're the D.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
And one reason why the Rockets were okay with letting Dwight Howard leave was because they knew that Clint Capella could fill that role. He quietly gives this team that finisher down on the block, and he has been absolutely huge for the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, maybe the best in the league at finishing off lobs last year. Not the most spectacular, but the most consistent last year on that pick and roll because he's so active without the ball. Always moving, giving guards a target, great hands to catch and finish.
Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And a change for the Rockets. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Eric Gordon. Both good from the line that time.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Teague with the ball. The dish to Towns. Kicks it to Wiggins. Over Green. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Andrew Wiggins.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
Well, look, they finally found the energy. They needed to make this one a ball game again. Now, can they get the lead?
Now, here's Ariza. Capella with a screen on Butler. And it's Capella missing.
Now, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Teague the pass to Towns. They set the pick. Wiggins inside the line. And he misses the go-ahead basket. For Houston, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Green with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Harden against Teague. Dishes to Towns. Here's Gibson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Rockets trail. Here's Green. He dishes it to Harden. That one a little long.
He's got to be wondering how did he miss that. I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Outside Teague. Back to Butler. He feeds it to Towns. Shot clock at 6. Wiggins from outside. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got his 6th rebound on the night. Ariza goes in. Harden with it. Picked up by Teague.
You can see that he definitely takes rebounding seriously, and his size really helps him come down with plenty of those tough boards.
Wiggins outside. Pass to Towns. Second shot opportunity. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns. Rockets trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ariza kicks to Green to stop the run. Not enough on that one as it misses.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Teague. Butler dishes to Towns. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Okay, he's definitely trying to take it to the D in the second half, trying to get to that line.
The Rockets making a switch here. Paul's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
The feed to Capella. There's the pick. The pass to Harden. Sinks the three-pointer. Harden's got 24 points.
And he's on his way to putting up a big 3-point total.
Teague kicks to Wiggins. Gibson. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Rockets trail by 5. Pass to Tucker. Houston moving it around. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Butler. And again, it's Minnesota.
That's a tough size matchup there, and he takes advantage of it from mid-range.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Ariza outside. Feeds it to Capella. Harden against Wiggins. Here's Capella. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Capella's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, wow, I just love the commitment by Capella. Rolling to the rim hard, even just after setting that perfect screen.
Gibson passes to Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. Over Paul. A nice shot by Teague. And the Timberwolves lead by 7. Here is Harden. Screen by Capella. Ariza kicks it to Tucker. Harden outside. Capella with a screen on Butler. 6 to shoot. To the paint. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
Teague dishes to Towns. Towns is doubled. That's tipped. It's stolen by Capella. Ball against T. Now here's Paul. T right on him. Ariza outside. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Over Butler. Ball's knocked loose. Timberwolves leading by 7. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Butler is just hard to guard inside. Really good at using his body to create contact against the defense at the basket.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Rockets trail by 9.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Paul kicks to Capella. There's the pick. Passes it to Harden. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Harden's got 11 points here in just the second half.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Gibson passes to Teague. Gibson setting a pick for Teague. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Capella, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Black's checked in for Houston.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. And so Teague hits 2 free throws. Rockets trail by 8. Paul kicks to Harden. Black dishes to Harden. It's Ariza on the wing. He feeds it to Paul. Shot clock at 6. Pulls it from 20. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Teague. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Houston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Harden the pass to Tucker. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 9th assist in the game now.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now here's Teague. He kicks it to Towns. Good on the baseline, Jay. Towns has got 29 in the game.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunities.
Paul kicks to Harden. No good on the triple. Timberwolves leading by 8. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Teague for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Now, that's a great timeout call by the coach there to try to calm his team down. They're turning the ball over way too much.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. He's checked in for Tarek Black. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Harden, no good. Minnesota leading by 11. Poked away. Wiggins with it, and it's Harden picking him up. A nice shot by Teague.
If you give Teague enough room out there beyond the arc, he won't hesitate to make you pay.
Al Paul. Ariza outside. Here's Harden, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Harden's got 8 points in the quarter.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let him have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Now here's Towns, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Towns has got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Paul kicks to Harden. Harden draws the double. They set the screen. Paul passes to Chi. And here is Teague. Gibson setting a pick for Teague. Here's Towns. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. 33 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Minnesota.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Oh, that's straight out of Harden's playbook. Go on the attack, drive the lane, force the defense into foul.
And the first one drops.
And Harden was the runner-up for the MVP award in 2015, a dynamite player, and continues to excel in all aspects of the game.
So he gets them both. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now here's Jones. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Over Gordon. The kick out to Rose. Outside, Jones. The dish to Crawford. Back to Jones. They set the pick. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.